Yeah, the Lost Spaniel. Yeah, I did. I did. The Nordic Masters one. What did he say about that? I don't know. I think it got shut down though. I don't know. I don't think they're hosting another season of that at all. However, we're going live with the game now, and it will be the piss around that we're facing just right into. Our overlay or our UI won't show up for us, so I think we will need to reconnect, which kind of sucks, but yeah. What's your first language? Swedish. My first language. My second language is English, so that's why, probably. But I get what you mean. I get what everybody means. Anyways, we're going to go into the game now. What sucks about this is I can't see what anyone invested in. But I suppose God B is like some raid boss or something since he's down to 15. And Keevan Legia invested in a decoy here and there since we heard them in the beginning. Next up with the first one. Or next with the first one. 7 going down. And they're going to be executing into the, or they initiating this execute into the side at least, and they're going to get down there with a perfect plan, not a problem. BIG taking their time. And they're quite quick on doing so as well. What I like about this is they try and adapt to the style of play that we saw, or the style of approach that we saw from iGame on this very map earlier, but they do it so much more quicker, which is quite impressive to see. And how it works for them to get out there. However, they're very offensive as they get that plan, and post-plan positions are going to get harder and harder to maintain as there are less and less players on the site. However, one by one, they're going to be going down here. Legia together with Nex playing this one out together. Nex B-hops like crazy. Is he the new Foon is my question? Sagerton with the frag onto him. Behind that smoke, you've got one another player. Glock in the hand of Legia, shooting at Suri while standing still. Suri expects to survive. I don't know how he does that. I don't know how he thinks. I'm going to reconnect to the server now, however, and see if we can get that UI working. Yeah, I know. GG, I know. Right, so we're back in the game, and it still doesn't work. I think I need to, like, change resolution or something. I don't know why it is. That's nothing new. Nothing works. Like, for real. What the heck is this? Come on. I'm gonna do it as soon as the round's over. Like, as soon as the round finishes, I'm gonna go in there. I must change resolution and switch back. I think that's a problem. Usually is. Flashbangs and smokes are coming in. Legia with the first one, and the rest of the gang coming out here. We'll see how they do with this whole situation. As 7 goes in for a first frag. AK-47's raining in, and they're gonna shoot through smokes like crazy. Molotov is coming through. Gabi with a great frag on Assault as this execute continues. 1 HP remaining on whoever that was. I'm not sure. Next, still gets a frag though, and that's a straight-on headshot to Suri, who potentially could win this round if he just gets another headshot here. Makes it a 2-on-1 situation. However, falling down low, Keeb is going to have the advantage and take that one home with a long-range distance on the MAC-10. Let's see here if we can get this. If this can make it work. Let's hope it does. Oh, hi, Subicator. It's Hugo, right? Yeah, Cruckley, I'm sorry, by the way. Sorry, Jesus Christ. You don't need to go all hard on me, dude. I'm sorry. It's not my fault. It's Valve. See if this works. It's what usually works, but yeah, there we go. Alright. See, I'm Mr. Fix. I'm Gary Gadget. Never seen him like before. Keep coming over here with the AG raining through 7. Coming in from behind and backstabs Tabson. Doesn't expect it, forced to back off, but isn't allowed to as Legia comes in for the quick reply. Good one coming up there with the AK-47, not losing a single weapon and not losing a single player. At least not in terms of advantage. However, they do so as Juho goes in for another frag and a peek. Keeb goes down and 13 HP remaining on Saw, remaining on the A side. Rest of the gang turning over towards B, and with full power coming out here, they should be able to get a frag. Sagerton, however, playing on a very safe position. Legia, oh, what? I don't even know what that was. Goes in for the frag on Juho through the smoke, goes for another one. They have the information. Next with another one. Saw goes down. One by one. They switch it out, and it's a 1-3 situation. Not a very good one for StarSeries to take this one home. Should really just wait for these exit frags. Smoke's going to be coming in. Gets one frag. Legia falls down. Decides to back off, and this is where Big just really should play it safe. They don't want to risk anything. 17 HP. Picks up that AK-47. Probably let him save anyways. No. Yeah, I fixed it. Yeah, cool. StarSeries just behind that train. What I really like about this, though, is how BIG and what they do are like Big. Whatever you want to call them, Big or BIG, doesn't really matter. Anyways, what they do is they adapt to that sort of play that we saw from iGame earlier on train, but they're doing it very quickly instead of just waiting entirely throughout the entire rounds. As these smokes land, as these flashbangs come through from iGame, they don't really find themselves very provoked of that. They don't really care about anything coming closer to them. As soon as they want to push out, they'll push out, utilizing whatever they have to make sure they vision block whatever players they need to vision block, right? And to say the least, making do of those kind of situations, especially on a map like Train, where you're coming through very squishy areas, Main, for example, being probably one of the largest ones that you can come through as a squishier spot, as a choke point. It itself, it's the biggest one on the map, and it's yet so small to come through. Just one smoke each can smoke off any side of the map. Keeb is going to go out, get the very one first frag. Saw goes down. Good entry to open up with. Flashbangs are raining over, and they do just what I said earlier, trying to vision block the players that are remaining. Juho with the A4, waiting for someone to come up closer, decides to back off even further, and as that happens, Big, or BIG, methodically work their way out. Nexa, trying to spot one player out by 1-7, eventually goes down. It's Keeb and Nexa who's been working to open this one up entirely. Legia with another spot on onto, was that Sari? All the way back into CT. Gabi gets the frag on Juho. Zori, Zore, I'm not sure how to say his name. It's a cool name though. I like how it's spelled and stuff like that. I mean, he's just waiting for it. Eventually gonna get the frag. Legia falls down, but is forced to back off. As with 34 HP remaining, there's not much to do. That bomb is planted already. Gabi and the gang are holding it, so by now you really just want to force yourself into that very safe mode and try and say what you got, pretty much. Has no idea if there's going to be a player spotting him out. Eventually he should be going down. Well, he spots Nexa out. Nexa took his time. Jumps down. Tries to trigger the enemy, but he doesn't even know where Sori was standing right there. Sori with the no-scope gets him. Eventually goes down to the Glock. Well, that's going to be a bit humiliating, definitely. BIG 4-0. Not much to say about that round in particular, except for the fact that when you get out there, that flashbang coming in from outside main, it did so much. Just the sky flash in itself, turning around, running through the smoke, and getting the first frag, it did everything for them. Just the one very first frag destabilized the entirety of iGame's team right there, and that is really what you need. No, it's not next. That's next. I know. Pardon me for the... Yeah, I know it's next, but... Not much going on right now. Flashman's gonna be coming through from CT side to T side. Keeb, so he's really just expecting someone to come from that. It's gonna take his time. And sure, he buys a lot of time for the CT side, but is it really worth it when you're down to a low? Utilizing that flashbang into nothing. It's next and big like a big car. Yeah, I get what you mean. See, people say bigs, people say BIG. I get that. Tabs is gonna be going in for the first one, over towards alleyway. This is really all on Saw. He's gonna go down as well. God B not allowing him to even have a chance, and it's big, not BIG. to win this round 5-0. Is this guy a troll? This BI Berlin International Gaming. Call it BIG is correct as well. Big is more comfortable. Yeah, I guess so. Well, it depends on how you see stuff, I suppose. People in German CS call it big. Right, he knows. Sebicator knows. So now, you guys, you just shut it. You know what I'm saying? He knows. He's from Germany. He knows what Germans say. Yeah, just don't take this fight. He knows. Anyways, BIG or big, whatever you want to call him. I'm going to say big now because everybody requested it. However, big, what they do is they try and play on that first information given away from iGame, and they're adapting to that sort of play again. Now they're lining up with a lot of people towards B, and they're trying to fake a lot over towards A. It could be a double fake at this stage, really. Smoke comes in. Flashbangs out. Lagia with the UMP. He is the one to make the entry. If anything, he's just above you. How does he not see him? God B gets him eventually, and Lagia thinks everything's safe. So Rhea eventually gets a frag next, and Lagia goes in for the, I don't know what type of open play. Goes down eventually, however, to Zori, who plays that off magnificently. Flashbangs and Smoker coming through, and there you have another frag for him. That's a third of the round. Plays that beautifully, stays on top of the train, and he's gonna have that support from Saw, who gets one frag. God B left alone, makes it a one-on-one situation. He is on the bomb train, left alone to die by the USP, if anything, and he does! That's gonna be Sori with 4K. Makes it 5-1 with iGame's first round. Yeah, by the way, the caster, whoever, if anyone's asking, it's not Hugo. It's Balti the King. BaltiTheKing.com. Go to BaltiTheKing.com to check the caster out. And I'm not joking. BaltiTheKing.com it is. It redirects you to my Twitter if you want to get to know me or anything. So it's not Hugo. It is Balti the King. T-A-G-K-Y or K-Y-K-I-N-G. So Zori with her first one. Lagia going down. 4-on-4 situation. Keeb with a good reply on the other side of the map. AG's coming through. Tabson supporting him as they push out together. And this is really what iGame could have used on their T side as well when they play this map. However, on this CT side of the map, they play much better than I ever expected them to. Tabson goes down to that Opper next with a frag on Cyreton, and Saw moving over to CT to support Sori. Is it too late though? Yes, it is. Saw goes out for the frag, gets it eventually. 2-on-2 situation, and they're just turning it back and back. Gets it eventually, makes that one-man advantage come true. However, big, they've got the bomb moving over towards B. And this is where stuff is going to get tricky for iGame. Will they commit entirely to one side, or will they have one on each side? Next has that smoke as well, and what would be interesting to see here would be if he could utilize that to smoke off some sort of position that they could come through from, which he doesn't. Next, that goes in for the first frag, however, and that's going to be Saw replying instantly. Shouldn't be too hard for him. 3 frags in this round. Eventually takes it home and makes it 5-2. Go to Pasha London School. What's that? I've never heard of that. Is that a good meme? Pasha London School. London. I love the way Brits say it though. London. I don't know. I can't even pronounce London. London. How do you say it? I don't even know. Such a word. There's a place in Canada called London as well. Close to Michigan. Fun fact. Just throwing it out there like a dad. Anyways, 5-on-5 situation in iGame. Currently with Mag 7, Swag 7, whatever you want to call it, Juho. Waiting for someone to push here. Yeah, someone didn't watch a major. Yeah, I missed out on something apparently. I watched the major, but it was so late. Follow Reddit. No, I've been very inactive last days. I just made a fool out of myself, didn't I? Anyways. However, big, looking to come out here, see if they can suppress iGame. But it seems to be the other way around. As iGame suppresses them, getting out. Gabi with a frag on a 7. Keeb seeing a lot of shots being thrown at him. Coming in from behind, you've got Juho with that mag 7, not only cashing in cash, but cashing in frags. Goes there for one another, but Nex is ready. He makes it a 2-on-2 situation. One by one, they fall down. And this has to be a round for iGame. But it doesn't. What just happened? Gabi got the frag. What? What? How did that happen? Gabi was just allowed to dance around that side for such a long time. He stood literally on bomb train. No one threw anything. No one even took their time to crossfire the train or push him. And while they had that mag 7 on it, they knew he was there. And they still didn't do anything to surround them on that side and close in on them. I'm not even supposed to say, yo, good job, Gabi. I'm supposed to say, what the heck happened on iGame's side? 6-2 on this CT side again, and there I feel like iGame are falling into what we saw earlier on train again, is that as soon as they don't know what's going on behind the walls of the map, as soon as they know that, oh, all right, we need to play on improvisation pretty much. I would play on what happens rather than what we know. It always becomes a bit slower, and it gives away so much time for Big to think of how they want to reposition themselves, readdress their shots, and what so not, that it just becomes impossible for iGame to win those rounds. And in this scenario, it's not about even repositioning your shots. It's about dancing around in the same position over and over again, getting not only 1 but 2 frags. And that shouldn't really happen. And then again, iGame, what they could focus on more is, I mean, not allowing them to get in at all. Juho with the first frag there. Legia going down instantly. Good close range frag. Gabi just waiting to get out here. It's gonna be a flashbang coming out eventually. Juho ready for it again. That's a second frag, and they're just like walking ATM machines to him. He's cashing in so much money, it's insane. He ain't needing to pay no taxes after that. Jesus Christ. That's a lot of cash anyway. Sori being ready not only for 1 but for 2. Gets a second frag. Keep going down. Sagerton's reporting. Tabson will be going down to him as well. 6-3. As I mentioned, BIG, or Big, down to a low in terms of money. Should really go for this force, I want to say at least. But we'll find out as time passes by. And as they invest in anything here, Gob actually goes for the armory. And I think he had the most amount of money to do so as well. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Okay, just because we asked, Gabi is a god now. As soon as anything happens from Gabi, yeah, I'm gonna fanboy Gabi throughout this game just because of that. Just because of that meme that we created here today. Okay. So if he does anything cool, I'm gonna go wow. I'm gonna go crazy. I'm telling you right now. If you see anything on the kill feed, Gabi getting like 4 frags, cover your ears. Screams are coming. All right. Anyways, Gabi. Let's see what he does. By the way. When we're talking about it, he's all the way down on pop. He's gonna be smoked off here, but it doesn't matter because he's a god and he can see through smokes if he wants to. He's got a Tech 9 as well. Patiently waiting for anyone to come up here. Such a smart dude. He's so good. Let's see Juho shooting like crazy. Doesn't matter because they've got Gabi, right? They've got Gabi pushing through the smoke eventually. They don't know he's there. He decides to back up because he's such a smart gentleman. He gets all the ladies, by the way. He stays there. Juho goes in for one, not only one, but makes that a second. Almost, it looked like, holy goddamn, what? Legia got the frag. Juho instantly falling down. Both of them are low, sure, but, I mean, that's a P250 frag. At the end of the day, they were like, he got both of them. Legia going down together with Nex. Kiev on the other side of the map going down as well to that AK-47 straight to the head. But, yeah, that was quite impressive, that off shot. Good one on you, 6-4. Alright. Bro, I thought that was a triple too, right? I'm still in shock. I'm still in shock. Was that a triple or not? No, it wasn't. Right. No, it wasn't. It was a double, but still a really sick shot. And both of them, like, it looked like it could have been a triple, definitely. So I get what you mean. Anyway, Saw facing a smoke right there. 5-on-5 situation still in the game. Not much happening so far. Juho trying to get a lot of information. He's been pushing like a god earlier, but not like God be God. You know what I'm saying? He's just half god. Half god. Yeah, he's not there. He's not there yet. He's coming there. If anything. Gabi being shot through the wall. Doesn't matter. Still has 100 HP remaining because he is Gabi, right? Let's see what Gabi does here. Throws over a smoke. Flashbang. What's he gonna smoke? Doesn't matter what he throws. Everything's gonna be so perfect anyways, right? We know that. For sure. Can't go wrong. Smokes are landing perfectly as well. And it's allowing now the rest of the gang to come up here. The smoke is perfect for them to just rush out into X7's site. But not perfect to survive. Next goes in for 2 frags, replying instantly. But is it enough? Got Sagerton. Spotting the player out. Eventually gets him. Tries to go for the second. Gabi is hiding behind the train. 3-on-2 situation. And we were talking a lot about Gabi's performances earlier, right? Flashbang's got to be coming through as well behind that bomb train. Doesn't spot a single player out. Molotov rains through. Doesn't really matter. He jumps up on the bomb train. And it's not even behind him. It's not even at the plant. So goes for the frag. It's going to be a first one going down. Sagerton goes down. Gabi. They second for this round. Make that a third as he jumps over. Ooh, spots a player out, but goes down to his mates. Molotov. Legia, however, makes it good for himself after that. So he goes down and makes it 7-4. Yo, thank you, Hugo. We've been stuck with that all day. Alright, let's get back into the game. I'm not really sure what's going on. Smoke's landing perfectly. Juho, not really necessary one though. Next on the other side of the map, getting a frag on a story. Good reply coming in from 7 on the site. And the op is just waiting for them to come out. Smoke's raining in perfectly. AG as well. But, oh, yeah, it gets him eventually. Legia, he was just about to plant, and he buys an extra few seconds for iGame to think of what they want to do here. That M4 is just enough to shoot down Tabson in a 2-on-4 situation. This should just be iGame's round. They push through, and it's going to be Sagerton to take down Nex. Saw with a Molotov. Lands perfectly. Gabi burns down to his death. And that's 7-5. iGame just getting closer and closer. And what can you really say about this? I mean, a lot of the time, and what I said in the beginning of this when we saw BIG or Big, whatever you want to call them, come up to the higher scores, we were talking about how they adapted to the playstyle that iGame had on their T side last time we saw them on train, like the earlier game that we just viewed. But now I feel like they're adapting into a more offensive style, like explosive style. When they try to get out into the B side, they just come with full power with a full team and try to shock whoever is there. And I feel like it works to an extent that you can get the plan, but as soon as you're out for post-plan positions, you don't have enough. You don't have the entirety of the nades. You don't have your entire kit that you need to work with. And it allows the CTs not only to move around a lot on the site, but to abuse your positions as well. Molotovs, for example. We saw that in just the earlier round, where just one Molotov got B left down to die. So we're seeing it a lot. We're seeing it a lot, and we'll see if Big is conservative enough to stick with that play or not. But at this stage, there's not really much to say about this round at all. Big didn't have much to work with. Understand that they lose that. They do go for one frag. It's going to be Sagerton going down. So eco damage dealt, not much. But it's something, definitely. They do gain something off of it as well. And they go with the AK-47s. Can't even go for the full AK squad. Or actually, they could. Got B. I think he got dropped. 3.5k. It's said, at least. Tabson going in for the first one. Sagerton going down, showing no mercy, no fear, no nothing whatsoever. Legia comes out as well, and they just push out explosive style of play, just like I mentioned earlier. And it seems to be working this time, though. StarSeries left alone, and as they get these frags, there's nothing that he can do with enough to get 2 frags at the same time. Next is going to take him out, and that's going to be 8-6. Plant goes down as well, so extra cash injection for them for the last round. Doesn't really matter at this stage, I feel like, but at the end of the day, it kind of does. Dropping those AKs over isn't really what they can do either, because B doesn't have nades to work with. He's going to invest in 2. It's going to be the Molotov and the smoke. Decoy as well. And decoys are really underrated, to be honest. And I think Fnatic has a strat on Mirage where they utilize them, or they had at least when Vugo was their main coach, or whatever, in-game coach. Juho with a frag onto Kiev. Going to be a quick reply there by Tabson going in for the frag on Juho as well. Saw on the other side of the site going in for the frag on Nexus. He tries to push out. And again, they're trying to explode into the site from so many different angles here. It doesn't seem to work. What worked last time, though, was coming in not only from drop, but from main. It's quite interesting how they're not allowed to surround them, but coming in from the same angle, iGame can't surround their enemies at all. And that should be a weakness that Big spots. Anyways, this is the last round, so they don't have anything to save. They don't have anything to lose on going in for a frag here and there. So we'll see how far they take this mind game to see if they can make iGame remove some of the players from the A side or not. Or if they can, obviously, with their bullets. Saw with the A4. Again, waiting for someone to get up, either on the train or move over from the other side of the train. Saw. Still waiting for them. Spots a player out, gets a frag, taps and falls down just as he throws that Molotov over. Sure as a breath, there's going to be a reply frag, but is it enough? 7 is very fond of the fact that Legia is going to be pushing here. Gets a frag, bombs drop, 20 seconds remaining. A lot of pressure on Gabi here with 23 HP. He will be going down as well. 7 with a frag, and that makes it 8-7. So we're seeing another tight game on train. We'll see about Big, whatever you want to call him, on the CT side here. Don't want to go into too many details, actually. I feel like iGame still, you don't really want to underestimate them on the T side here. However, they're very slow, and they're in what we saw earlier, at least. So yeah, we'll find out. Not too many interesting buys here, actually. I thought iGame was gonna go with what they did earlier with the raid boss. Or was that even iGame? I think that was their enemies. Anyways, Saw going in for the quick reply there on Tabson as soon as he gets 7. Important one to work with. Good offensive play from Big, obviously getting that information, but also dumping down iGame to a 1 less player. As it costs another player, maybe isn't the brightest thing in the world to do, but I think lining this up on train with 4 men is easier than on any other map. But it depends obviously on the rotation and the way you've positioned your players. And it's going to be Legia going in for another frag, making it a 3-on-3 situation. Good reply coming in. Keeb on the other side of the site, though. Getting the frag onto Saw. And it makes it a 2-on-3 situation. Gabi. Sagerton. Going in for 1-by-1 frags, and Zori and him just works it perfectly. In a matter of a finger snap, they take that round home. And 8-8, I couldn't even comprehend what happened right there. Was Zori, well, he was standing on the other side of that train, and he spotted whoever was jumping up on bomb train or moving on the side of it. At the same time, 2 frags came in from Sagerton. That was mad quick. I could not. I didn't even see that. So 8-8, or 8 equal. And Tabson trying to back off a bit here. Juho. Well, he's just waiting. He's just turning around. See if anyone's deciding to push. And I think they're aware that they should be aware of the fact that Big is playing on a lower budget round here. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if this is iGame's map again. It feels like Train is one of the maps where they would be particularly good. Well, many of the players have a good history on this map as well. Suri, for example. Sagerton as well. So, going all the way back to like... Oh, by the way, when we're talking about Hugo, who was sponsored in the chat, or like who had the Twitter in the chat, me and him casted an event in which Sagerton won, actually, with Arctic. And they were really good on Train back then, even individually, each and every one of them. So, does not surprise me if this is your map pick. Definitely doesn't. 4-on-5 situation, however, and we will be seeing iGame try and execute into the side, at least initiate this one first push. Juho with the 2 first frags over towards CT, and you've got Keep going down, and Nex as well on the site as they try to retake it in a little sense, fashionable sense at least. But yeah, Big is putting up a good defense, especially on the CT side. I mean, for having pistols, they're playing it very passively. They know how to not fall into the traps that iGame did, for example. And to conclude that, it's like they're not easily provoked by the fact that nades are being thrown out or steps are being heard, which is quite important to note, and to make sure that you follow your principles like that. That's quite heavy to do. Lagia with the first 1-on-7, 2-on-4 situation, and Juho coming in here with the MP7. I was about to say UMP anyways. Goes in for the frag on Lagia. And it's a 1-on-4 left alone. It's Gabi. Can't do much. We were going to hype him if he did anything, but what has he done? In conclusion here, right? 15 frags. You're looking at Nexa, or Nex, with 16 frags. Tassin 10, Lagia 9, and Keep down to 6. So, I mean, first half looked really good for him. And we talked a lot about how, yeah, he positioned himself in not only pop, but lower B a lot of the time to come out with not only backstabs, but quite interesting and odd shots or odd positions to shoot from where you wouldn't expect him to be. He misses out on that first shot. Molotovs are raining through. Not much happening except for the fact that nades are being thrown out here. But as I mentioned earlier, Big aren't really falling for that. So, Flashbang is going to be coming through. And they're trying to counter-provoke them, I think. It's like coming closer and closer into whatever choke point iGame wants to commit to. With whether it's 1 or 2 players, it's always that one guy who just waits, tabs, and eventually gets out there. Because he wants to, not because of the fact that he's provoked by it, or the fact that nades are being thrown out, or that they got the first information, but the fact that, yeah, no one's really pushing. Let's try and see if we can get that information. Is there anyone here at all? Takes a risk, and it's a high reward. Now they know that there's going to be more people coming, not only from main, but also from alleyway. It's going to be going down next with a frag. And that's really what you got to see from them a lot more here, Big, if they want to win this, because iGame are just playing that safe play, trying to bait Big to fall into the traps. Next, with another frag into this round. Saw's going to be going down. 2-on-3 situation. Is Kev? Yeah, Kev's going to get that frag. 7 will be falling down. Sagerton luckily goes down there as well. So 9-10, and Gabi with a perfect frag onto him from the back, was it? Yeah, he wasn't in the front. That was Keeve with the op, who was low, by the way, who survived. And it looked like Sagerton was going to get the frag. So what really should happen here is Big. They're going to play with this play. They're going to be rock solid with what they're doing until something goes wrong. And that's when iGame eventually are going to be forced to do something else. It's going to be a first one from Suri. Good offensive play, and doesn't doubt it. Doesn't play too safely this time with the op. Takes a big risk, gets a high reward, just like last time, but the other way around with the T side now taking the peak. A1S perfect through smokes. No visible bullets whatsoever. And he shoots through there to make a good amount of damage on a Juho. Smoke's gonna be landing through too. Molotov's coming through, flashbangs as well, trying to provoke a lot. Decides to back off after that. And I mean, sure, it does bring a lot of concentration over towards that part of the map, but then again, in the future, that's gonna be a risk, I think. iGame, however, are playing this beautifully, as they do commit with a lot of utility over on the other side of the map, or the other side of the site even. They're contributing to the fact that Big is focusing a little bit more on the other parts of the map, and I'm just thinking here. They're going to go for the save on that op. Let's see the money situation here. They've got Keeve and Tabs on a good money situation, right? And they're going to get the money anyways, all of them. So, first loss bonus, and they'll be ready to go for the force, pretty much. But it's interesting to see if they can drop something. That's probably the main goal here for them. Yeah, they go for the UMP, and they also had the off with another M4. If I'm not mistaken, they're on Gabi, who should pick it up. Yeah, there we go. So definitely a good save there coming in from them, realizing at the right time that they need to go for the save, playing on the money situation, and then try to make the best out of it, pretty much. Keep from Big here, just again waiting in that very close position with the op, not going up on upper like you usually see oppers do. He plays that in a little more flexible position, which is both good and bad in many senses, but in this scenario, very good. And if he continues like that, I don't think iGame is going to be able to stop him in that very position, unless they utilize a lot of nades, which, to be frank, might be worth it if they get out B quickly. But they're very methodical. They're playing very slowly. And so is Big. Like, you can't take that away from any of the teams. Both of the teams are very methodical. Not only in retake situations have you seen Big try and play that methodical player where you check every single corner every single time as you pass them. They're taking their time to see, so that they're not only playing their base output as if there was one where someone called there was one, but that there might be other people hiding as well, which is, I mean, it's given them something. It's given them a few frags here and there, but it's not giving them runs right now, and iGame are playing terrifically. They're not making it easy for Big either. iGame are playing a very good play. But it's a bit back and forth, as you can see here. Keep going in for the frag on 7. On the other side of the map, you've got another frag coming in from the T side. iGame coming into towards the A side. They're going to go for the plant. Saw's allowed to get it almost until Gabi finishes him off, and it makes it a 1-on-3. Sori's left alone, forced to go for the save because of the time. So yeah. (11-10). The smokes are seemingly being lined up here. 7 And the gang utilizing them quickly here. And no counters are really coming in here from the CT side either. So, very open to see where and when iGame wants to push. Question if that's even going to give them anything at the end of the day. Molotov's going to be raining through to block them off here, buy a lot of time for them, but the rest of the gang are already out. Legia goes in for the frag on Juho, but has to be quick on realizing that, oh, Sagerton is here as well. However, he doesn't, and that's going to be Sagerton going in for another frag. Bomb's going to be dropped. Opper as well on main, and one by one, they're falling apart here. Seven's left alone. Spots one player out, makes it a 1-on-3 situation for himself. Spots another one out, and that's going to be next, facing him in his death duel. 11-1. 11-1. 11-11. It is. I got a lot of got a lot of Finnish people in the chat. Good on you. However, not looking too good for you guys right now. Big is coming back, and we'll see how this goes. Well, let's hope for you guys that iGame potentially can come back here in the next upcoming round. This is a lower budget round, which has already been spotted out by Big, and they should have the confidence to go in for a push here and there if they want to, but they play defensively anyways to make sure they don't lose any weapons to anyone, and they don't want to give anything away either. iGame. Again, just playing this very defensively. I mean, and this provocative style of play, this provocative style of approach against a team like Big, it's not going to be working, especially not when you're having pistol. It could work when you have your heavier weapons and when you have a heavier amount of nades, but utilizing that very play is not going to be anything for you, especially not when you can't even explode into a site from main. Even utilizing a flashbang or a smoke, like if you can't get out there, there's no need to just stay and wait for such a long time. Try and get out there and go for those reply frags instead and go for the plant. Try and get out there to inject cash into your bank, because that's what you'll be needing. And you're getting closer and closer to the end of the game. iGame, sure as a breath, they invest a good amount of money into that, definitely, but they'd still have enough to buy in this round, right? And that's my point I'm trying to make here. If you had gone in for that plan, you have a bigger bank for yourself to back up yourself with, the entire team pretty much. Back up your entire team with. So, but what's done is done, and iGame obviously now with a 1-round disadvantage, and I think they can come back from this. Whether or not they lost that very first player, Juho, they can definitely come back. What's important to note again is that they do have a good amount of nades as well. However, they're playing very defensively, and what tends to be their again style of approach, we're talking about that, is they're just waiting. They're just waiting for that first mistake to be done by Big. Big isn't committing ever to making a mistake like that. Legia is forced to back off. As soon as he spots a smoke off, he knows that, okay, let's play even more passively. Let's move all the way back to CT. They're not getting out on site just because they're getting out through the smoke. Gets the frag, and that's going to be Sagerton going down. And now all of a sudden you have this 3-on-5 situation. iGame. We'll be having Suri going down. Looked like he could have gotten another one. Tabs, however, will be finishing off 7. 1-on-3 situation. Saul left alone. And it's Keith moving around with a USP. Is he just here to humiliate him? No, he had another op. I see why that is. Okay, but anyways, gets a frag. That's going to be 13-11. iGame down to a low again. And again, this is the scenario that I was talking about. Just this was what I was talking about. If they would have gone in for the plant, they would have had a backup economy to work with. They go for the quasi-buy anyways, which is, you know, it's a clever decision to go with, definitely. I do agree. Not. Sorry plays that Glock. I didn't even see that. I didn't even want to see a Glock right now. That's why I didn't see it. Sorry. Not much happening right now. They're just waiting for the perfect time, I suppose. And again, when you're waiting for this long, this is those kind of scenarios where you'd see Big have Gob B or Tabson, for example, push out. And for example, main was a perfect example last time we saw that happen, where main was a perfect spot for someone to just get out and see if they could get any information. Was there anyone here? Would they want to commit to A? And they'd get frags after frags after frags while the rest of the gang were just holding nades. So a really risky play again. iGame, however, with Sori, beautiful 1D coming in. Lagia goes down. Gob B getting Sagerton. Tabson supporting him, gets that defuse eventually, and they go for the plant. Very good prioritization coming in here from iGame. Whether they lost or won that round, there's not much more than they could have done. They prioritized the right thing, went for the plant, and quad exploded into the site that the way we wanted to see them do. Now, they do have another opportunity to come back into this, and they're not far off. I mean, 3 rounds off from Big. It's not a lot. If you can do that, I mean, if Big can, then probably they can as well. I mean, Big got 5 rounds in a row. If iGame could do that, they won the game, right? So I don't want to count them out at all. Story missing out on that first shot, but it's not giving away too much, actually. That smoke is perfect for him to play around with. And I'd love to see a boost there on the ledge, but nope. They decided to just jump down in a B, dive in and see if they can get the first frag. It's going to be Sori on a distance getting a first frag, drops over the bomb and repositions, goes in for another one. That's so beautiful. His movement is just on point. Gob B not allowed to do anything. And it's a 2-on-5. Magnificent play coming in here from Sori. Such a quick thinker, to be honest. 14-11. Big. Back-to-back forced to go for a save. I like that music. What's that music? Go back. Is it the TV? No, it ain't. There's a radio station or something up there. Yeah, it is. So, I mean, another good round there coming in from iGame, and they did go with what we talked about earlier and what should work against Big, to be honest. Now, Big, on the other hand, very quick to read another team, and that's something that we've seen in the earlier games that we've casted not only from them, but, I mean, come on, any team that Big iGame's met now has been reading them like an open book as soon as they switch something up. So I feel like iGame really should, they're the kind of team that would need like a book of strats that they can utilize whenever they need them. Whenever they need new strats, they can go with, okay, this is good. Okay, let's switch to this now and do that and this, that. Because they're so open with what they're doing. They're pushing out without too many flashbangs, too many smokes. And when they utilize those smokes, it's like, it's so open. They don't push at the same time as they smoke them. They don't, like, they could do the same thing over and over again without realizing, oh, this is the reason we're losing is because we're doing it over and over again. So we'll see here what happens. And they're switching it up here, actually, as I mentioned it. So Caster's Curse, I suppose. But that wasn't what we saw last game. Flashbangs are coming in. Flashbang from both of the teams, actually. Gob B jumps down, repositions himself, goes in for the frag. 19 HP remaining. Gets down Sagerton. Bomb is still safe, and they can go out A if they want to. They do commit to that very site, and they have one player coming in from alleyway as well, where the upper, not only Kiev, there's a double op setup right now. Kiev goes in for the first one. Lagia on the other side of the map goes in for another one. Nexa, or Next, on Saw, and one by one they switch it over. Next 7 gets one, but falls down to Kiev again. A very good play coming on from Big right here. And you're seeing it over and over again. iGame, as soon as they start playing with, obviously I said that they switched it up, but as you saw, oh my god, can we hear them in game? Did you hear that? I guess I suppose. Oh no, voice caster, is it? Voice caster 0. Need to turn that off. Anyways, we're gonna fix that. Not a part of the config apparently. Flashbangs coming through. Gabi with an AG. Could be perfectly mashed. But we missed it. No, he's just waiting. I'm not sure what he's waiting for. Keeve goes in for the first frag though, and they're allowing Saw to get out here. Taps in with another one on the other side of the map. Keeve with a frag onto Saw as he pushes out. And that's where the information really has to cover over towards Juho, who has now to get 1 or 2 frags to cover up for the mistakes that the rest of the team has done here. Isn't allowed to, left alone. Not only burning, stuck in a sensation, but Keeve is going to take him out with a pistol. 16-12. First map going to Big. Second map being Big's choice. I highly doubt that we will be going into a third map, but I'm not going to say that's the case, ladies and gentlemen, because you never know in Counter-Strike, right? And, I mean, come on. Somewhere deep inside, we still think iGame has a chance, right? You don't want to take that away. Anyways, we'll go on a short commercial break. We'll be back when the game is live.
E-Gaming Bets, online betting for every esports fan. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, CSGO and Overwatch, StarCraft 2, the choice is yours. Express bets for multiple matches or live bets on the game you are watching right now. Know your way around Dota 2? Make a prediction for picks and bans. Playing CSGO? Guess the number of rounds in a certain match. Daily quests for all participants and all the best choice of payment systems. More than 600,000 users have already made their bets on the spectacular matches since 2011. EGB.com. You know for sure who's gonna win.